Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Pokemon Legends ZA Online Ranked. Today we are taking a look at Crobat. Crobat is one of my favorite mons, definitely one of the top 10. It's also the only poison flying type, which is pretty nice, being a poison type that's completely immune to ground. Unfortunately, you do get the other weaknesses from flying, electric and ice, and both of those are pretty common. But you do get some nice quad resistances from grass and fighting. You're also quad resist bug, but I don't think anyone really cares about that. Um, but a really important resist is fairy because of your poison typing. So unfortunately, that doesn't mean too much, as most fairy types are going to just be Magearna, which is unfortunate. Maybe last season where a lot of fairy types were just, not steel types would have been nice, but still, Crobat didn't get cross poison in this game, which is really unfortunate, and they didn't bother to give it poison jab either, which is really, really unfortunate. They just gave him poison fang, which is kind of stupid. Oh well, I didn't design this game, and honestly, the dual stab flying attacks that we're going to be running are probably going to be better anyways. We're just going to assume that actually poison attacks would have been a trap overall. Let's get into the build. And we'll start off with the star of the show, Bathu the Crobat. We're going to be running Protect, Curse, Brave Bird, and Fly. Being a poison flying type, there are a lot of common super effective attacks that are just going to kind of blast us, especially being weak to ice, and ice coverage being very common. Having Protect is going to be very important. With Curse, we don't have to worry so much about the physical side, so we can save our Protects for like those ice beams, and also just really high power attacks like Steel Beam from Goldengo and Magearna. We're going to be running Brave Bird and Fly for damage, and these two together are usually going to handle the majority of mons that we want to deal with. Sometimes Brave Bird just handles it on its own. With Crobat, we probably are going to be just more focusing on going after low HP or overall frailer mons, and Crobat has the mobility to get there pretty decent in a pretty decent amount of time, especially even with Curse slowing down the move speed. Fly will just track and it'll just get there eventually, and there's nothing they can do other than hopefully they were paying attention and swap, which most players are, but in the heat of a fight sometimes you just don't notice, and you can get some pretty easy KOs, or at least threaten them. As far as the stats go, we're going to be running a max attack and max HP with a life orb to do as much damage as possible. Crobat's attack stat, it's base 90, so it's alright. Curse is really important. We need to make sure that we pop Curse as soon as we can before a fight, and the life orb giving us that extra 30% is going to seal a lot of KOs just with Brave Bird on its own after doing a Curse. And we're going to see that Crobat is it's a pretty respectable mon. And I really liked using it. Let's move on to the rest of the team. Okay. And Zero, because I just really love her. Ceruledge is really fun to play in this game. I love the high mobility, and it's just got a pretty good move set. Phantom Force for a tracking move, and just something to either force swaps or to surprise people. And I'm starting to kind of realize now that maybe Stone Edge isn't as useful as I thought it was. There are definitely times when dealing with like Excalibur that Stone Edge has been nice, but maybe Protect might be the better play. Obviously, there's also the Focus Sash build with Shadow Claw and Bitter Blade. You can always run that too, and using that with Protect is really strong too. So, that's the nice thing about Ceruledge. You just have a couple of good builds. But I prefer this one because it's just hyper aggressive. We're going to go max HP and max attack. And the expert belt is just going to push us over the edge on some mons. Sometimes we don't even need to do sword stance like Golden Go and Bakirna. Don't even bother with sword stance. Just get in there, get that flare blitz, and get the KO. And last but definitely not least, Marshall the Swampert is coming back too, with the standard set of Bulk Up, Ice Punch, Waterfall, and Earthquake. Just pretty standard. We're going to be running Focus Sash to survive any one-shots. Mostly, of course, everyone's favorite plus Solar Beam from like Armarouge. But with that Focus Sash, we'll be able to get the KO, and hopefully we're not going to need to be bulked up before that, but sometimes you do. But this is just going to make it more likely that you're going to survive and at least get the KO before Armarouge is able to do a follow-up attack. So probably the biggest thing about Crobat to keep in mind is it is not a frail mon, but it is definitely one that you have to take care of and make sure that you're using Protect wisely. The base speed is really great, so you'll be able to recover your cooldowns pretty quick, but even then, Protect and Fly and Brave Bird still have pretty long cooldowns, so you're probably going to just either want to stay back for a little bit or swap off as soon as you've gone through your cooldowns. But let's get into the match so you can see how it works. Okay, so our first map is going to be out on Lake. I think Lake is the best map for Crobat, just because, especially specifically with this moveset, it allows Crobat to kind of back out of fights and get a little bit of time to recharge your cooldowns. I had two really good targets and another one. Basically anything that is going to be, pretty squishy is going to be a primary target. At this time, I probably should learn what my calcs are. Glycopod is definitely on my must-get list. There I got KO'd by the lingering active frames of Psychic, which is always going to weird me out. I wanted to also use this video just because, normally I'm going to be very afraid of Gardevoir, just because, it might be a fairy type, but it's also a Psychic type. But the nice thing is that because of Fly, it's got this really awkward timing. Fly is just awkwardly a little bit faster than Psychic, so you can just abuse the iframes to dodge. And they're going to accidentally swap over to a fighting type, and that's going to give me a free KO. Without Bulk Up already active, it's pretty hard for Imbor to kind of survive. I think I'm just kind of that this player might be newer. I don't know if Earthquake, even with Bulk Up, should be doing that much damage. Oil? Sometimes that's just how the game is. And I got tagged by a Heat Wave there, and it's pretty rough. But with Glycopod on the field, I definitely want to try and get that, so I target Imbor to hit with the Brave Bird, because it's better to try and aim ahead with Brave Bird, because sometimes it'll just start up a little bit short. Brave Bird's a really good move, but sometimes you just don't get the target. But hey, look at that. Brave Bird does so much damage, it's able to one-shot Gardevoir from full health. Need to do a little bit of running. Water Shuriken incoming. Thank goodness we didn't get KO'd. They are probably a newer player. They are not properly trained. And I don't know what exactly happens here. I don't know why I didn't take... I should have gotten KO'd by that drill run. But instead I just took like 5-something damage. Oh well. This game is goofy. So waited a second, didn't know if they get the KO or not. I don't know. It's pretty obvious they would have gotten the KO with the double Iron Bash. But yeah, switch over, and even through the defense boost, Gardevoir is just so physically weak that it just goes down to a Fly and a Brave Bird, and then I'm not really able to get anything after that. But I think this is just kind of a good like showcase of what Crobat really wants to do: avoid things that are resistant to it, and fight things that are squishier, or stuff that it's super effective against. Glycopod pretty much doesn't have any good answers to Crobat, so the only problem is that because of Brave Bird and Life Orb, Crobat just never has the HP whenever people start bringing Glycopod out, so yeah, it's pretty rough. But of course, fighting types are still decently popular to bring out, so I get to bully them with a flying type, which is, I don't really play Corviknight or Skarmory anymore, so it's been nice. And you can see there, I was able to dodge the Thunderbolt with Fly. It's just got that wonderful awkward timing. I'm pretty fortunate they didn't have the meter for Solar Beam, because I definitely would have gotten got by that. And this is really funny. They send their Machamp back over to hit the Garchomp, and they accidentally get KO'd by my Phantom Force. Really unfortunate, but that's just how it is. And there you can see just Swampert's bulk is so nice, even without bulk up being up. It's able to take that Earthquake and then just get a nice big Ice Punch. And here, you have to be kind of wary of Machamp, because they either have Earthquake or Stone Edge, and sometimes they have both, or Thunder Punch. So the plus Protect was definitely unnecessary, but I'm alive, right? And here's the classic, I did my move last, so therefore I win. I think at that point they could have swapped. Here I get a little too overconfident in Crobat's abilities, and honestly, I probably KO'd myself with that Brave Bird. I probably should have just swapped. Sometimes Crobat just does really well, and I wanted to keep doing well, and then I just kind of set it up for failure. They're gonna wisely swap out. I'm gonna just go straight for the Brave Bird, because I see that Swords Dance, and just you can't disrespect Crobat like that. But, Crobat's not a really common mon, so I'm not surprised people aren't exactly expecting it. I also get really lucky there with the Absol Z running up and Mega Evolving right in front of the Shadow Ball, so I don't die to that. It's very, I'm allowed to get lucky. Although, holy crap, that, I'm glad I have this Focus Sash on, but geez, even through the defense boost, it just rips through and like drop speed of 1. Now they're gonna swap off, but I got lucky and they someone else tried to Phantom Force the Chandelure. So hey, all right, I'll take it. So, and that's gonna end this match on a big 10 KO. The one thing that does stink about using a Curse Mon is that you are, overall you're still kind of slow. If any Mon that's gonna be good at being cursed with, it's probably gonna be Crobat, just because of it's still moving decently fast. In all the all the fights that I want to start them with Fly. So I usually don't care. I'm always just gonna pop Curse to build a little bit of meter. It just builds so, like, it's just super fast, and then it gives me a free bit of meter. And here, it didn't look like I was near freeze dry, but I probably shouldn't have done that. The Glaceon player clearly, knows how to do a thing or two. So I'm just gonna swap instantly, because usually Clefable has Meteor Beam. I thought they would have went straight for me, but oh well, that's fine. Now this, you see Glaceon, you gotta get rid of that as soon as possible. And I get really lucky with this Ice Punch. Yippee! They must not have any swaps left, so I get to take advantage of that. And this is where I think to myself, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have Stone Edge anymore. I should just be running Protect. Yeah, without Sword Stance, it could be kind of rough. But I get pretty fortunate here that Flamethrower was not on a Meteor Beam. That's really... I mean, the Quick Claw wasn't on a Meteor Beam. But yeah, get the big, beautiful bean, and I could have gotten the KO there, but I just really didn't want to get hit by Shadow Ball, especially because I got Earthquake. And gonna swap over. I'm not sure if this is just the investments for this particular Clefable. I'm used to getting one-tapped here, and this is also where I learned they have Focus Sash. Yeah, sometimes Bitter Blade is pretty good, and it might be better. This is a really funny scenario here. There's just going to be a lot of chaos. Everyone is just hitting each other. Fortunately, we do come out on top overall, but it's always funny. And, oh hey, look, one of my favorites. So, you have to be careful with Gallade while it has weaker physical defense, which makes it great for, physical flying types. It's still one of those... Oh, I didn't get the KO. That was so close. Oh well. It's still one of those, like, oh, it's a Psychic type, and sometimes they do run, like Zen Headbutt or Psycho Cutter. So, be wary. And, yeah, it's, Crobat's good. Well, it's definitely, like, a mon that you have to think about, especially with Protect, and you need experience in order to make it work. But yeah, Crobat's a pretty good mon. You just need to make sure that you are picking the right fights. So heading back over to Lake, and this match, it's definitely one of the weird ones. A lot of Metagross have started to run Psychic Fangs, which, I mean, good. They should be running Psychic Fangs. This is also a good match to just show, hey, Protect is great. And then go into Fly. Oh, 2 super effective moves. Can't do anything about me. I'm out. And, oh, yeah, and they had Meteor Beam too, because, they're out of different cooldowns. They might as well build some meter. It makes sense. Here, I really should have gone for the stupid sandcastle first, because I'm just going to get dragged back up out of the ground with Powered Gem. Oh well. They definitely hit me on their side well before I was able to go down, so it happens. And Protect, Fly. Oh, well. Yeah, I got Curse up, so I'm so physically defensive, I don't even care. And then I get fortunate where, oh, hey, they swap a little too early and get hit by the Fly on their Swampert, and I'm able to take it down with the 1-2. And that's how, like, anything that isn't super effective for Crobat is usually just going to be, give him the 1-2 and then hang out or swap. I get really fortunate on this freeze, but I keep forgetting for Garchomp, you really need to just go straight into Earthquake and not Waterfall. Garchomp Z, because Garchomp Z is just pure Dragon. And yeah, it's Mega, I don't know what you're doing here, girl. But she moves so fast. All the Megas do move pretty quickly, But it is just so funny seeing Megatino just booking it. And here, it's just kind of a cluster situation. Thanks for the points, y'all. It's definitely the main reason why I love running, Flare Blitz. It's just a lot of damage, and being a fire type, it's super effective against a lot of things. It's just, it's nice. So they're gonna Swords Dance up on me, and fortunately I got Curse up, so Brave Bird is just able to get the Phantom Force in. And Brave Bird has already come back up, so I'm able to just give him the 1-2. I do a Protect here, but yeah, plus Meteor Beam is a lot of damage from Stormy. That's okay though, it's at the end of the round, and Crobat did a lot of work. I do also love the Golbat Bat Wings and that trainer card. That's really cute. I like that a lot. Okay, and for our final map, we are going to be on Park. And for Park, you know, I didn't really explain this earlier, but Brave Bird is the only time that this gets to be pretty alright. Here you can kind of just see how Fly is a little bit, when you're going specifically against Dragon Rush, it's kind of like the superior move, essentially. Don't ask why I did that random Protect. I'm silly, that's why. They swap into Charizard just a little bit too fast. I was supposed to go into Brave Bird first, because then I just would have gotten the KO. But I have weird habits where I believe Curse is instant. I mean, it's fast, but it's not instant. Like, look at that animation, it's already done and it's ready to get going. I'm a little disappointed that this Fly didn't KO, so I target the other Garchomp though, because, you know, Brave Bird is going to fly directly into it. While I was also playing Crobat, I was really surprised how many Earthquakes I was getting. Yeah, and that also was just not the right sequence of events. Use Protect, when you use Protect at full health, that's great. That means that you get to swap off and live. When you use it, you know, at no health, that's dumb. And well, that's good. You get meter, now swap. Don't keep fighting. You don't need to. Here, I honestly could have gone for a Fly and then swapped off afterwards, but since I didn't have a target, I went ahead and walked over to the Charizard, and in order to, you know, get my bulk up off quicker. And you know, Zeraora is just like, what if Greninja was an electric type? So anytime that I see it, I'm just like, oh, cool, damage. So, I mean, you know, easy KO, essentially. Unlike Mega Sableye, this mon is so damn bulky. I cannot KO it. And then off into Genesect, which means Solar Beam time to swap. This is kind of also why I want to have a fire type all the time. You know, it's like, obviously steel types in general are really scary, but like with Bug Steel, I need an answer to that like as soon as possible. I don't know why Paxton sends, you know, Lopunny off to deal with me, but I'm just gonna ignore her and go straight for this Ice Punch. I get pretty lucky that I get that really laggy hit, but oh, alright, sure. And I got the Earthquake to get 11 KOs, so pretty nice. And unfortunately, so Crobat does beat like Genesect. It's just, will Genesect players let me? No. Yeah. That's totally fine though. You know, just knowing that you have an option that for an easy 2-hit on a Bug Steel, it's nice. Okay, but that's gonna do it. Crobat's pretty alright. Or pretty strong. Okay, and that's gonna do it for today's video. I definitely enjoy playing Crobat. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely one of those mons that makes me really appreciate Protect. I should probably be running more Protect on more of my movesets. But anyways, yeah, if you need a Mon that can handle bug types, specifically Glycopod, and fighting types, just any of them, except for maybe Terrakion, yeah, this bat is definitely a go-to. It might not be as good when psychic types become more mandatory, or not mandatory, just more prevalent, mainly Mewtwo. Mewtwo next season is going to make trying to run Crobat pretty difficult, even with Glycopod, trying to keep them in check. Yeah, just a bunch of Psychics and Psystrikes. It's pretty hard for Crobat to handle, but that's why you have Protect, and, you know, keep your head on a swivel, and maybe you'll be able to do fine. Then again, you know, the Mewtwo's probably going to run Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Psychic all together. It's going to be, next season might be a struggle for Crobat. I really hope maybe in Winds and Waves they might give Crobat a Mega if they are designing Megas. Whatever the next gimmick is going to be. Oh well. Hopefully the next gimmick that's coming up will be a lot of fun. But overall, I definitely needed a break from ZA, just because, yeah, Garchomp is kind of annoying. Nagirna is also pretty annoying. But yeah, after a break, I feel pretty good now. And I hope all of y'all are feeling pretty good. I don't really know a great way to end videos, so I just say what I always say. Bye-bye!